Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. So in the last few days of this Three Rivers Pantry Challenge, I decided to combine the two, so to speak, and flour it up as well. So I saw this viral video online, and I'm trying to dig through this bucket to try to find a replacement for one of the ingredients that it called for, which I know I absolutely do not have in my house. But I found a replacement. So I'm just packing everything back in, and I'm going to seal back up this bucket and get back to it another day. Okay, so I've got my ingredients out for this chicken casserole. Is that what they call it? Okay, so for dinner tonight, I'm going to make this recipe I found online. It's called chicken cobbler, and basically, I don't have all the ingredients, but I have kind of like a substitute I can use. Like they use the lobster biscuits that you get at Red Lobster. I don't have those, so I'm gonna use Bisquick instead. Got chicken. I don't have the rotisserie chicken, but I figured this would do just fine. I've got some cream of mushroom. I got some liquid off of some veg, just something that I had in the fridge. I'm gonna use the liquid off of here as well. They used frozen peas and carrots. I don't have any of those, so I figured this would do just fine, and I'll just add some extra liquid for what will come off of frozen. I have butter, and then I found this in my freezer. It's actually the filling for a chicken pot pie that I made back in 10 of 23. So yeah, it's time to use that and get it up out of my freezer. So I think I got everything. I'm gonna double check the recipe, and this is what's gonna be for dinner tonight. So let's get started. I've got my melted butter down. Well, not really melted anymore. It's actually started to solidify again, but that's okay. I think I'm just gonna break up this chicken in here, put all my chicken in and spread it around. Make sure it's evenly distributed all the way through. So now that I have my chicken all distributed all throughout, I'm going to just add in my veg. Just kind of distribute it all throughout. And I think this is where I'm gonna have to add a little bit of liquid, because everybody's using frozen veg, which I am not using obviously because it's already defrosted. So I think I might have to put some liquid to kind of counteract or help to sort of get what liquid is coming from the frozen that I don't have here. So get this all down and go on to the next step. Okay, so I have my can of, I'm using cream of chicken soup, and I'm going to add, I'm using they use chicken broth. I'm using a combination of the broth that came off the chicken that I drained, and as well as some of this is what I used, and then the chicken that came off of the juice that came off the can of chicken that I used, and also the veg water as well. So I'm going to use that. It's a cup, and I'm going to mix these two together, get them all incorporated before I add it to the casserole. Okay, so now before I add that mix, I'm going to add in my spices. Now I'm adding a little bit of seasoning salt. I'm trying to work out these camera angles, so hopefully you can see it a little bit better. My regular garlic salt, onion and garlic powder. I'm only putting salt in this because I'm not going to put any in the biscuits, and that's why I used a little bit of the seasoning salt. And it looks like I have to get more pepper out. I don't think I'm gonna put any more. And then of course the one I usually do. So yeah, that's my spices. And now I'm going to pour on my mix of the broth and the cream of chicken soup right on top without mixing it, they say. Okay. Looks pretty good so far. So this is what I'm going to be using instead of the Red Lobster biscuits, and I want to show you when I package this. Now I'm not exactly sure if that's the expiration date or if that's the date I packed it. Some I put the expiration date on, and some I just put the date I packed it, but that is 11 of 2020. And look how well it's still sealed. It's still holding that seal. And these are food saver bags that I use. I never use the generics. I've not seen great luck with them with some people. Some people use it and it's just fine, but my luck, it will be a mess. So I just stick to the name brand for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the scale. And that box was, I think, about 11.4 ounces or so. So I'm going to measure out 11.4 ounces out of this and add it to my 2 cups of milk. Okay, I just want to kind of show you what it looks like. It's not hard or anything like that. And it smells just fine. I smelled it. I don't want to really taste it. I have used this in the past, probably the last 3 months, maybe around Thanksgiving or so. I used a bag of this and it was just fine. So I'm pretty sure it's fine. This one is fine now. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix it together and use it up. So how I'm going to get my 11.4 ounces, I set this to ounces, set the bag on it. That tells you how much it is. I'm actually pour it out of here, and when that gets to 11.4 ounces, I'll stop. So basically, just gonna add it right into my milk. I know you can't see that, but I'm just adding it right into my milk. And then I am weighing it. See, I've only got almost 6 ounces in, so I need to add a little bit more, but I'm gonna just mix this in first. And get the rest of it in. This looks like a lot. So that's 11. Oh, I went a little bit over. I could take a little bit out, and I think I will. Actually, yeah. Crazy. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna be finicky with this. Gonna coal. I'm gonna coal that good right there. So this is how much is in my milk now. So I'm gonna get that mixed up. And all I want to do is, I don't know if I want to try and get this smooth, or if some lumps are okay, like pancake mix. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna add some of my seasonings to this as well. And I'm just using my regular seasonings. Oops, you can't see that. And my onion powder. And I'll add a little bit of garlic powder in here as well. And I'm actually out of black pepper. I have to go into my storage to top that up. So I'm not going to worry about that, because this one has like all of them in there. So I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to get this mixed up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got it pretty smooth. There's a few lumps here and there. And I've got a little bit of parsley here from the garden. Just going to add in. I think it will add to it. And then I'm going to just pour it over. I think it should be okay. Okay, just pour over my batter. Just going to pour it right on. All over. And then we're going to get this into a 350-degree oven, they said, for about an hour. Okay, so that's my attempt at chicken cobbler, and the oven just came up to temp, so I'm gonna put it in the oven for an hour at 350. Into the oven it goes. Cross your fingers that it comes out pretty good, and we'll see it in an hour. So here it is out of the oven. It's nice and brown. I'm gonna let it cool a little bit because it's been out of the oven for like all of 2 seconds. Let it cool before I serve it. One thing I might do next time if I make this again will be put some cheese in it. Some people did and some people didn't, but cheese might be a good addition to this. So this is what it looks like on the plate, and I will say it smells delicious, and I'm sure it's gonna taste really good. So we are gonna sit down to eat, and I hope you have a great evening.
So this was Flour It Up Savory Edition. It doesn't have to always be sweet. Sometimes it can be savory. So flour it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. God bless. And remember, stay safe and keep prepping.